Hello, this is David of the Savage Experience, and I'm here with Diamanda Hagan. How are you doing today, Diamanda?
I'm doing fine. It's been a fun con so far.
Excellent. Now, what influenced you to create the Diamanda Hagan personality?
A few things. Well, I'd wanted to do a review show from very early on in the whole reviewing thing. It took me a while to get going, though. But I decided to do a supervillain that I found really horrible, because I'd never seen anyone do a reviewer character who was explicitly horrible. I didn't come across Mr. Plinkett until a lot later on. I decided, supervillain, that looks good, or it sounds good. I can play with that.
Yeah. And how did you come up with the name?
Diamanda Hagan and Nina Hagan. So a lot of the inspiration for how the character speaks and what they look like and all was inspired by those two singers.
Who designed the makeup or the inspiration behind the makeup?
Well, I designed the makeup. I just put it on anyway I feel like it each time. But the original idea, because I directed a music video for a band called Jaguar, and I did some really funky lighting and everything, and I knew that under white light, red looked really awesome. So I had this idea of having, if you put filters on it, so you make all the white blue, it looks really, really strong and cool. So that's what I intended to do with my visual, make everything look blue and really funky and red. With the red looked really funky, but it fucked up completely in the lighting I used, but it still looked cool.
Yeah.
So I kept the makeup and just looked different than I expected.
Is it liberating for you as an actor to put the makeup on and become the character?
Yeah, it lets you hide a bit more. You know, I didn't want to do a character that was basically me, but the volume up, because most people do that. I didn't think I was that interesting, to be honest. Are
there any limitations to the character?
Not many. There's not many things that she would not do. It's a very freeing character in that way. Any sort of ideas I have, I can usually run with.
What is the appeal of trash cinema to you? Well, trash in the quotations.
It's eccentric. It's very, very imaginative, and I like to see things that are unusual. So it's good for both of those things.
As a European, do you feel that you see films differently than American audience?
Honestly, not really. It's really rather than like a national or a continental thing. It's more down to individuals. It's like I know me and Brad Jones have very similar tastes in films. We both, for instance, love Caligula. But yeah, it's not really a continental thing. So some people like different things.
Of the films you've covered, what is your personal favorite?
Out of as the film itself?
Yeah.
Probably Confessions of a Trick Baby or Turkey Shoot. I did my second review and one that was my third series. I love those two films unabashedly. But most of my films I review, I like on some level. Some of them I hate.
Are there any requests for films to cover that you don't feel are very appropriate for the show or the character?
Well, I don't really have a hard and fast rule for what I will or won't review. Hagan, but it has to feel like a Hagan review to me. The only time I reviewed one that I didn't feel like a Hagan review was Resident Evil, and I think that's my worst review. So if someone requests, I will think about it, and if it feels like a Hagan one, I will add it to my list. I've currently got a list of about 60 films to do.
Wow. It's like, what were the particular challenges in that Resident Evil review that you tried to overcome, but you ultimately felt didn't succeed?
Well, the film itself wasn't really a Hagan film, and when we were filming it, there was a lot of fuck-ups in that one. It was originally supposed to be an April Fool's video. Someone else would play Hagan, we wouldn't comment on it, but they messed up in the filming. They couldn't handle all the to-camera stuff. So we just had to film it as a regular one, and we had to cut all the skits we were supposed to do with the minions, and it felt very, very bad to me. It had a lot of boringness, I thought.
Were there any controversies that you've received in regards to your work?
Oh yeah, on that guy with the glasses in the comments section, I've been accused of being anti-Christian, anti-Muslim, anti-Catholic, and anti-atheist. Which is really funny. The anti-atheist one's especially funny, because about 5 people commented afterwards, you know, Hagan's a really, really loud atheist, don't you? It's called insulting your own group. More people should do it.
Now, as my final question, how much, and this is like from a friend of mine who said, you gotta ask this of her, how much S&M gear do you have in your house?
Actually, I have none. I'm actually, when it comes to that sort of thing, I'm very vanilla and boring. Although I did once date a dominatrix. Not my scene, though.
Well, thank you very much for interviewing this stuff, and I hope that you have a fun MAGFest 10 for the rest of the weekend.
You too, and I hope your interviews that you've got lined up do well.
Thank you very much.